A woman gives your charity £50 on a Tuesday evening because something in your story moved her. She gets an automatic receipt with a reference number. And then nothing until 11 months later when an appeal letter arrives asking her for more. She does not give again, and if you asked her why, she probably could not tell you exactly. It just never quite felt like it mattered. That is the most expensive silence in fundraising, and it is entirely avoidable, because the thank you is the cheapest, easiest, most neglected moment your charity has. This video is about the craft of that thank you itself, how fast to send it, what to say, how to make it about her and not about you, how to show what her particular gift actually did, and how a tiny team can do this well without a database or a budget. One honest note first. This is educational content only. We are not affiliated with any fundraising platform or software. Receipting and tax acknowledgement requirements differ by country and change over time, and nothing here is legal, tax, or financial advice. So verify what your own rules require with the official source. The most neglected moment in fundraising. Let us start with why this matters so much more than it seems. Charities pour their energy into the ask, the campaign, the appeal, the video, and then treat the thank you as an administrative afterthought, a receipt to be automated and forgotten. But look at the moment from her side. She has just done something generous and slightly vulnerable. She has parted with real money on nothing but trust, and now she is quietly waiting to find out whether that meant anything. What arrives next tells her exactly what she is to you. A cold reference number tells her she is a transaction. A warm human thank you tells her she just joined something. And here is the maths that should stop you in your tracks. It costs enormously more to find a new donor than to thank an existing one properly. The thank you is not the end of the gift. It is the beginning of everything that comes after it, or the quiet end of the relationship. Speed matters more than polish. The first rule of thanking is unglamorous. Be fast. A thank you that arrives within a day while she still remembers the feeling of giving is worth several times a beautiful one that arrives in 3 weeks when the moment has gone cold. Emotion has a short half-life. She gave because she felt something, and the thank you either catches that feeling and deepens it, or arrives at a stranger. So do not wait for the lovely printed card you have been meaning to design. Do not wait until you have the photos. Send the ordinary, honest, slightly imperfect thank you today, and send the lovelier thing later if you like. Charities lose donors while waiting to be excellent. Aim for within 48 hours as a hard floor, and same day where you can. This is one of the very few places in your work where speed genuinely beats quality. So let go of your perfectionism and simply get there while it still matters. Thank before you do anything else. Here is a discipline worth adopting. The thank you must be a thank you and nothing else. The temptation is enormous to bolt other things onto it, because you have their attention, so why not mention the upcoming event? Add a link to the monthly giving page. Slip in a small suggestion that they might consider increasing. Do not. The moment you attach an ask to a thank you, it stops being gratitude and becomes marketing wearing gratitude's coat, and people can feel that instantly even if they could not name it. It cheapens the whole thing, and it quietly teaches her that your warmth always comes with an invoice attached. Say thank you, say what it means. Stop. There will be plenty of other moments to ask, and every one of them will land better because this one was clean. A thank you with nothing asked of it is a small, rare, disarming thing, and people remember being treated that way. Make it about her, not about you. Now the biggest craft point in the whole video. Most charity thank yous are secretly about the charity. Count the words. We are delighted to announce our new program, our 30th anniversary. Our team has worked tirelessly. She is barely in her own thank you letter. Turn it round. Make her the subject of the sentences, and yourself the grateful witness. You have done something today that will change a real evening for a real family. Because of you, someone will not be alone this week. Notice the shift. She becomes the hero of the story, and your charity becomes the vehicle she chose. That is not flattery, it is accurate because she genuinely did the giving. Count your U's and your W's, and if the W's are winning, rewrite it. This one change, made in an afternoon with no budget, will do more for your donor retention than almost anything else in your marketing, because everyone wants to matter and almost nobody is told that they do. Show what that gift actually did. Gratitude without evidence eventually rings hollow. So show her the difference her gift made and be specific. Vague thanks, your support helps us continue our vital work. Tells her nothing and leaves her exactly as uncertain as before. Concrete thanks, your £50 means a family will have a hot meal every evening this week. Gives her something to hold. Wherever you honestly can, connect her actual amount to a real, tangible thing. Where you cannot trace one gift to one outcome. And often you cannot be honest and show what gifts like hers make possible together. Then come back later with a real result. That later part is what almost nobody does. And it is enormously powerful. A message weeks on saying, remember what you gave to in March. Here is what happened. Do not exaggerate. Do not invent. Do not dress up a modest outcome. Real and small beats grand and vague every single time because she can believe it. Personalization a tiny team can manage. You do not need a fancy database to make this feel personal, and you certainly do not need to write every letter from scratch. Start with the simplest thing that carries most of the value. Use her name, spelled correctly, and mention her actual gift amount and roughly what it was for. That alone puts you ahead of most charities. Then, where you can, add one true human sentence that no template could produce. A nod to how long she has supported you. A reference to the event where you met. A note that she gave in memory of someone. Keep a plain list, even a spreadsheet, with a notes column and write things in it when you learn them. Have 2 or 3 warm templates rather than one, so a first-time gift and a 15th gift do not read identically. The aim is not to fake intimacy at scale. It is to notice people and to let them see that you noticed. The second thank you nobody sends, here is a small idea with a wildly disproportionate return. Thank her twice. The first thank you is expected and it does its job. The second one, arriving weeks or months later for no reason at all, is the one she tells her friends about because nobody sends it. It costs almost nothing. A short note saying, you gave to our winter appeal and I wanted you to know what happened. Or a call from a volunteer with nothing to sell, or a card at the anniversary of her first gift. No ask, no campaign attached. Just a charity that remembered. Think about how rarely anyone in your own life thanks you a second time for something, and you will understand why this lands so hard. This is where a small charity has an enormous advantage over a large one, because you can still be personal, you can still be surprising, and you can still behave like people rather than a machine. The human touch and the phone man. Some of the most effective thanking in existence is also the least technological. A handwritten note, even 3 lines on a plain card in real ink from a real person, is kept on mantelpieces for years in a way no email ever is. A phone call simply to say thank you, with absolutely nothing asked, is so unexpected that people frequently remember it for a decade. Yes, it is slow, and no, you cannot do it for everyone, so do not try. Do it for the ones where it matters most. A first gift, an unusually large one. A gift in memory of someone. A supporter who has quietly been there for years. Get volunteers and trustees to make the calls, because they love it and it is the easiest volunteer job in the world. And if the person does not pick up, leave the warm message anyway. The point is not efficiency here. The point is that a human being took the time, and she can tell. Build a simple system you will actually keep in number. Everything in this video collapses if it depends on you remembering, so build the smallest system that survives a busy week. Decide who is responsible for thanking by name and put it in their week rather than leaving it to whoever notices. Set a rule everyone knows. Every gift is thanked within 48 hours. No exceptions. Write your templates once, warm and human, and keep them where they can be found. Keep the list current so nobody gets thanked twice by 3 people, or worse, not at all. And put one recurring reminder in the calendar for the second thank you, because that is the one that always falls off. This should take about half a day to set up and about 20 minutes a week to run. It is genuinely the highest return per minute of anything in small charity fundraising, and the reason it does not happen is never money. It is only that nobody was made responsible for it. Quick recap. Let us bring it together. The thank you is the cheapest and most neglected moment you have. and it is the point where a donor decides whether she is a person to you or a transaction. Be fast because emotion fades, and an honest thank you today beats a beautiful one in 3 weeks. Let the thank you be only a thank you, with nothing asked, because the moment you attach a request, it stops being gratitude. Make her the subject rather than yourself. Count your yous against your wes, and show specifically what her gift did. Or come back later and tell her honestly what happened. Personalize as far as a small team can, using her name, her amount, and one true human sentence. Send the second thank you nobody sends, use handwriting and the phone where it matters most, and build a small system with one named person responsible so it survives your busiest week. There is something quietly lovely about this particular piece of fundraising. Almost everything else you do requires money, skill, luck, or an algorithm's goodwill. This requires only that you notice people and take the time to tell them they mattered. It is available to the smallest charity on the worst budget, and it works precisely because so few organizations bother. Every donor who gives twice began as a donor who felt properly thanked once. So here is your simple start. This week, take the last 10 people who gave to your charity and thank them again properly with no ask attached. Use their names, tell them what their gift went to, and write one sentence that only you could have written. It will take you an hour. Some of them will write back, and you will understand immediately why this is worth building into your week forever. Remember that everything here is educational only. We are not affiliated with any fundraising platform. Receipting and tax acknowledgement rules vary by country and change over time, and nothing here is legal, tax, or financial advice. So verify your own requirements with the official source. If this helped, subscribe for more practical, honest charity marketing you can actually use, and take a look at the companion written guide linked below. We will keep turning big, intimidating topics into calm, doable steps, one video at a time.